Welcome back to Talk Your Abs Off. I'm your host, Abby Clapper, and today I'm addressing something that I hear all the time as a personal trainer. I'm going to say something that might sound like a contradiction, but it's not. You can be moving your body all day long and still not be making progress towards your goals. I know, everything that you've been told is just move more and any movement counts. And to be clear, that's true. It does count. And it's something that I actually preach to my own clients. It just might not be counting towards the thing that you might think it's counting towards. Today, we're talking about the difference between physical activity and exercise. Two things that get used interchangeably that are not the same thing. And understanding the difference might save you a lot of confusion and a lot of, why isn't this working? So I want to start super simple because once we have the definitions for these two words, it will all start to make some more sense. Physical activity is any movement produced by your muscles that burns energy. That's the whole definition. Things like walking to your car, folding laundry, gardening, taking the stairs, all of that is physical activity. It is unstructured, it doesn't need a plan, and it doesn't have a goal attached to it. Now, exercise is a subcategory of physical activity. It is planned, structured, repetitive, and it's done with a purpose to improve or maintain a specific component of fitness, whether it's strength, cardiovascular endurance, mobility, whatever that target is. So, all exercise is physical activity, but not all physical activity is exercise. Vacuuming is physical activity. It is not exercise. Vacuuming has never once in the history of vacuuming made anyone's squat stronger. Some more examples of physical activity would be gardening, like we said, vacuuming, cleaning the house, helping a friend move furniture, walking the dog around the block, grocery shopping, carrying the bags in, maybe playing with your kids or nieces and nephews, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or a leisurely beach walk. Exercise examples are a structured strength training session with sets, reps, and progressive overload. It also might be a run at a specific pace or distance that you're tracking. It could be a class like Pilates or cycling with a defined structure. Maybe mobility work that's targeting a specific joint or movement pattern. And anything where you could describe the quote unquote prescription, like what are the sets, what's the intensity, what is the progression. Notice that the difference isn't really about how hard something is or how sweaty you get, because moving furniture can be exhausting. It's still not exercise because there's no structure, no progression, and no plan behind it. So I want to take a little science detour, my favorite thing to do. There's a concept called NEAT. It's an acronym. It stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. It is the energy, also known as the calories, that you burn from all of that unstructured physical activity. So fidgeting, walking around your kitchen, doing chores. And that is a real meaningful part of another acronym, which is TDEE, which stands for your total daily energy expenditure. That is just the sum of everything that your body burns in a day. That includes the calories that it takes your body to breathe, digest food, and it also takes into account any physical activity from your NEAT, that non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and any exercise throughout the day. So, physical activity absolutely matters. NEAT is a real contributor to your overall energy output. And for a lot of people, it's actually a bigger piece of the pie than the workout itself. I'm not here to tell you that it's meaningless because it's not. But NEAT and general physical activity were never designed to create the specific adaptations that come from structured exercise. So, if your goal is something specific, like building strength or changing body composition or improving your cardiovascular capacity, that requires a targeted stimulus over time. It requires progressive overload and a repeatable structure that your body can respond to and adapt to. Gardening is wonderful. Gardening is not a progressive overload protocol. Your body has no idea that it's supposed to be improving anything while you're weeding. But I want to be really clear about something because this could easily get twisted into a message that I do not want to send. I am not telling you to stop your physical activity, or that it doesn't count, or that it's a waste of time. Movement outside of exercise is genuinely good for you. It's good for your mood, your energy, your NEAT, and your overall health. Keep gardening. Keep helping your friends move. Unless they're over 30, then for the love of all things good, please hire someone because our backs hurt and we are tired. What I am saying is, if you have a specific goal, strength, a body composition change, endurance for something specific, physical activity alone is not the tool for that job. It's not that it's not enough in like a shamey way, it's that it's a different tool built for a different purpose. An example, you wouldn't use a butter knife to cut down a tree. It doesn't mean that the butter knife is bad, it just means that it's not the tool for that particular job. Where I see people falter a bit is when they say, Abby, I spent an hour in my garden over the weekend. I don't need to work out. I was doing lots of squats. To which I say, wow, I am sure that you got a ton of movement in and you used your strong muscles that we have been working on. Let's reschedule this week's strength workout so that you can properly recover and still get your structured movement in. Your workouts should be fluid enough to adapt based on some out of the ordinary physical activity, but it might not replace your structured workout. Ultimately, it is up to each person to decide if helping a friend move or if you spent 6 hours in the garden and felt that it was equivalent to a workout that you've done in the gym, then maybe you can count that as a workout of sorts for the week and not have to make that up somewhere else. Where I see people fall into the trap sometimes of, I did an hour in the garden, I'm good. To which I would disagree, even though being in the garden is great physical activity and so good for your mental health as well. Exercise is the tool for goals that require a specific adaptation. Exercise fills the gap for the stimulus that we miss in physical activity alone. Physical activity is the tool for essentially living your life, and it comes with its own real benefits that count separately. Our ancestors didn't perform structured exercise per se, they spent their day hunting and gathering, which took enough stimulus and effort to account for that TDEE, that total daily energy expenditure, that kept them healthy and moving and in great shape. In our present day, that is no longer the case. So we add in exercise to account for what our physical activity lacks when we are sedentary, working at our desk, and sitting on our couches. So, this is really what I want you to take away from this. Every little bit still does add up, and it helps you to reach your desired goal. For example, taking the stairs instead of the elevator will help you reach your step goal and also continue to strengthen your legs. The second thing is to keep doing your physical activity. It genuinely is contributing to your health and your energy expenditure. Third, if you have a specific goal, maybe it's weight loss, increasing strength, improving your run time, that goal needs a structured, progressive, exercise based plan, not a hope that enough household chores will eventually add up to it. The fourth thing, stop measuring your workout by how tired you are at the end of the day. Being wiped out from a full day of errands is not the same signal as making progress on a squat. And lastly, you don't have to pick one. This is not exercise versus physical activity, winner take all. It's exercise and physical activity. Each are doing a different job. And that's the difference. Physical activity keeps you living your life and moving your body, and exercise is the specific tool for specific goals. Both of them matter. They are just not interchangeable. And I think a lot of the why isn't this working frustration comes from expecting one to do the other's job. If you found this helpful, I would love if you could send it to a friend. This has been Talk Your Abs Off, and I will catch you on the next one.